iti kritanusanga asana sayanatana snana asna asana adishu saha mrgajahuna sneha anubadda hridaya asit iti thus krita anusangaha having developed attachment asana sitting shayana lying down atana walking snana bathing asanadishu while eating and so on sahamrga jahuna with the deer the cow sneha anubadha captivated by affection hridaya his heart asit became. Translation: due to attachment for the deer, Maharaj Bharat lay down with it, walk about with it, bathe with it, and even ate with it. Thus his heart became bound, the deer in affection. When Maharaj Bharat wanted to enter the forest to collect kusa grass, flowers, wood, leaves, fruits, roots and water, you would fear that dogs, jackals, tigers and other ferocious animals might kill the deer. He would therefore always take the deer with him when entering the forest. How Maharaj Bharat increased his affection for the deer is described herein. Even such an exalted personality as Bharat Maharaj, who had attained loving affection for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, fell down from his position due to his affection for some animal. Consequently, as will be seen, he had to accept the body of a deer in his next life. Since this was the case with Bharat Maharaj, what can we say of those who are not advanced in spiritual life but who become attached to cats and dogs? Hello? Due to their affection for their cats and dogs, they have to take the same bodily forms in the next life. Unless they clearly increase their affection and love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unless we increase our faith in the Supreme Lord, we shall be attracted to many other things. That is the cause of our material bondage. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnanam Gnanasalakaya Chakshurang Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Vitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamman Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sakajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajim Shadvitam Shabadudam Arjanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishaganvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopikatanta Radha Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namarom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Jagadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is a classic example how a person falls down. Hmm? It is all pertaining to the mental perception. Right? So that the mind is such a powerful element in our body that predetermines our next birth. That is very nicely explained by Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita. What is that verse? What is that verse? There's so many words in the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu. Huh? Hello? So these two verses explain how a person transmigrates to another body. Okay? Antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram ya priyati samat bhavam yati nastya pranas samsayah. And whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature, of this there is no doubt. So, if you remember with your mind, remember Krishna, then you go back to Godhead. You see that? Understand? Huh? But if you don't, hmm, so in this verse, there's always two sides of the coin. So here, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. Oh, this is not the verse. This is the verse. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavan tejante kalevaram tam tam eva iti kaunteya sadatad bhav bhavita. So here, whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that stage he will attain without fail. So this is the process of transmigration of the soul from one body to another. So how does this happen? It is based on the mental position. So how you keep your mind focused is of prime importance. See, you understand this? So the mind, if you don't control your mind and think of God, and if you are thinking like today, he is thinking of the deer, so consequently he ended up as a deer because he was thinking of a deer. I mean, Bharat Maharaj was a very advanced soul. You see how he slipped away. You understand? That's why attachment is very dangerous. You follow? So attachment uh, predetermines our continuing cycle of birth and death. Okay? So our mind is attached to material things, then our subsequent birth will result. Hmm? You follow? So how does this happen? This is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita, furthering to this. In the Bhagavad Gita again here, Saranam yad avapnoti yachapi utkrama atiswaraha grihita grihi tvai tani samyati vayurganda eva sayat. How does this work? This is explained here. The living entity in the material world carries its different conception of life from one body to another, as the air carries aroma. And thus it takes one kind of body and again quits it to another, to take another. You understand? How, like, this example is given like if you pass a rose garden, although you may far away from the rose garden, but because of the smell of the roses, right? Then you know that there's a rose garden because of the smell. So like that, based on the smell, the living entity is transferred to another body, although there's no contact. You understand? So he takes one kind of body again and quits to take another. So all this is based on the carries a different conception of life according to the modes of material nature and his attachment. Then how this further explains, you see, the living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are grouped about the mind. See again, you see how the mind is the central. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects. Again, he is put into another body. He gets certain set of ears, tongue, this, that. And he again starts his uh, उत्क्रमन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जनं वा गुणान्वितं विमुदा न अनुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः. The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit its body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spells of the moods of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. You understand? So you have to be trained in knowledge. We are talking about spiritual knowledge, not material knowledge. That's why even the biggest scientists, they are bewildered. You understand? It is not because of some academic qualification or some expertise in material science will qualify you to understand this. No. The qualification to understand this is that you must be trained in spiritual knowledge. Actually, 99% of the whole world don't believe in reincarnation. Okay? Like the Buddhist philosophers, they believe in reincarnation, but they don't believe in the soul. Okay? They say some energy is, whereas the Christians and the Muslims don't believe in, they believe in the soul, but they don't believe in. You see how they are philosophically. So here you see how a person who is trained can see this, even to understand this basic thing. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Dehinosmin yata deha kaumaram yavanam jara. Tata dehantara, deha antara. You take another birth at the time of death. See? So this philosophy is so simple, but is not understood. That's why it says here, the fools, they cannot vimudana anupashyanti. Pashyanti jnana chakshura, one who is intelligent. So this knowledge can only come from a bona fide source, and that is God Himself. If we carry on understanding this, then there is intelligence, then I'm going to be reincarnated. I better be careful. Then, yes. But if you are not going to be reincarnated, you think that, yes, I am going back. After I die, I am going back. I can do anything under the sun, but I am going back. This kind of consciousness is considered as a fool, or it is said, Vishuddha. What is that? It is called polluted consciousness. Vishuddha Buddhi. This is called Vishuddha Buddhi, contaminated consciousness. Because you see here, at one soul, she fell down. And what is big of unadvanced soul? They are going back. Doesn't make any logic. Of course, here today we are pointing out of attachment to the deer, or to the dog or the cat, whatever. But attachment is also classified in another place. How you will take birth. Rishabdev has spoken about this. He spoke about 3 situations. How you will continue your cycle of birth and death. The first one, so here in this verse, I'm sure you all know this verse. Many times Prabhupada quote this verse. Nunam pramata kurute vikarma yat indriya pritaya apranoti na sadhu manye yata atmanoyam asana viklesada asadeha. This is the translation of this. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he suddenly becomes mad after materialistic living and engage in all kinds of sinful activity. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification by which he perpetually gets material body one after another. So the first case that how you get another body is when you engage in sense gratification. What is the definition of sense gratification? Where?
Satisfy yourself instead of satisfying.
Yes. Anything that is not satisfying the Lord. Anything that is done for your personal satisfaction. Basically, it is lust, anger, greed, envy, uh, and all those qualities. So when you engage in such activities and you become uh, involved in sense gratification, then you have to take birth, death, birth. You understand this? So you see how attachment, not only to the so-called dear or what your mind, even if you engage in sense gratification, pursuing your material uh, goals and targets, you are also subject to sense. Yeah, how dangerous it is. Ah, of course, the gross thing is to think of the so-called dear, whatever. But other way, your mind also goes into so many material activities. It also warrants a repeated birth. Based on this, uh, you understand this point? Hmm? You can see here. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, this is how he's thinking. No, we have to work hard, we have to, our goal should be what? To enjoy life. Yes? Correct? Yes. And then he becomes mad after materialistic. If he goes in that direction, he becomes mad. No. I'm sure you are out there distributing some books and soliciting some donations. Yes, in the fact. Right? Have you seen how they are behaving? Huh? You observing? So much, you will not give you 10 cents. But the next door shop selling all kind of crazy stuff, you will spend hundreds of dollars. Yes? Why? Mad. You understand? See? And engage in all kinds of sinful activity. Hello? All your shops out there are selling what? Prasadam? Prasadam. What is selling? And you see how. That's why sense gratification is so dangerous. Why? It always leads you to sinful activity. Unless you are following the rules and regulations, only then you will be protected. This verse I'm sure I have shown many times. I'll just show you before I proceed. So here, evam pravartitam chakram na anuvartaya ittihaya agayor indraya ramo mogam partha sajivati. At this point, when you engage, when you don't do, follow the Shastra. My dear Arjuna, for one who does not follow human life, in human life, the cycle of sacrifice, that means he does not follow The Vedic what? Shastra. Thus established by the Vedas, certainly leads a life full of sin. You don't know what to do, what not to do. Correct? An animal. The animal doesn't know what to do, what not to do. You will simply do some nonsense. Yes, that's animal. So if you don't follow, see, Aryan means one who is advancing in life. And Aryan means one who is following the Vedic principles. Understand? If you are not following the Vedic principles, then you cannot be advancing in life. See? Then you are classified as Malacha and Yavam. So he will lead a life full of sin. That's explained by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. So if you don't become Krishna conscious, or if you don't follow this, then you will be implicated. And what's wrong being implicated? Living only for satisfaction of the senses, such a person lives in. He lives in vain. That means what? Huh? What is his life is of no use. Life is what? No use. Live in vain means what? You have to take birth again. Correct? Yes. 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 Stand up. If you're sleeping, you stand up. Otherwise, you're sleeping. What's the point? So you see how important and relevant it is. It's all based on this attachment. Good. How we become sinful. How we and then our life is in vain. Vain means what? Right? Again, go. Krishna says, someone who enjoys the senses, he goes to heaven. He goes to what? Come on. I'm sure nobody wants to go there. You want to go there? Why you don't want to go there? You can meet Yamaraj. You don't want to meet him. Why? Huh? So nobody in right frame of mind will want to go do these things. But all this will happen when you don't follow the rules and regulations. You understand this? Yeah? See how dangerous it is to engage in sense gratification. Correct? Yes? I'm giving a class. Right? Right or not? Yeah, we have to wake up to this reality, It is not some fun. Yes? You think fun, right? Dying, going to hell, starting again from the lowest and climbing all the way up again. Fun. Yeah? Yes? Very fun. Fun. Think. So our attachment for sense gratification is very, very dangerous. It's very dangerous. The intelligent person, he will not do these things. That's why I said in this now the verse. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Nobody's body is full of happiness. Please, it's a myth. You understand? Everybody's body is full of misery. So it is dangerous to think that now I'm comfortable, I've got my, comfortable salary and house and family and everything is nice. Hello? Wake up. Understand? Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he was been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think It's not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material body one after another. You understand? This is the consequence, Prabhu. Not that you got a choice. No. I've got my what? Choice. No, it's such thing. You understand? It's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. Now we all are not in the spiritual world now. We are here in the material world, Prabhu. And we all are going to die, Prabhu. Yeah? You're not going to die. Only I'm going to die. Because why? I'm 70 years old. Yeah? Come on. Ah. Yes. So we got to think. That's why it says, if we're going to do this, you're going to ask for trouble. And what is that? Again, you're going to get another body. And of course, that's the question mark. What kind of body you're going to take? Yes? What kind of body? Can you tell me? According to our attachment. Again. So this is one way we're going to get implicated. Now there's another way we also will get implicated. परभावस्तव अबोध जात यावन्ना जिज्ञासुत आत्मतत्वम यावत् क्रियास्तव इदम मनोवाय कर्मात्कहम कर्म आत्मकम येना शरीर बंधम. Again, another way you're going to get to carry yourself to another repeated cycle of birth and death. What is that? As long as one does not inquire about the spiritual value of life, one is defeated and subject to miseries arising from ignorance. One point. Parabhavastava abodhajata. Be it sinful or pious, karma has its resultant action. If a person is engaged in any kind of karma, his mind is called karmatmaka, colored with fruitive activity. As long as the mind is impure, consciousness is unclear. As long as one is absorbed in fruitive activity, he has to accept the material world. First condition is sense gratification. Second condition is working like an ass. Yeah, karmatkam means what? Is an ass. Work. Everyone is implicated. First thing you ask what is name in the body. Second thing you ask what you do. Work. Is it not? Huh? And if you don't work, they think something wrong with you. Huh? You are socially unfit. Or they glorify themselves. I am this, I am that. Destination. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam. Contamination. You understand? You see how this works? So they think this is the goal of life. What is that? To work. To what? Either it is pious or it is sinful. You are implicated. Yeah? Karma got three kinds, no? Karma, vikarma, and akarma. Akarma means what? Working for who? Huh? Hello? I told you, you stand up there. You're sleeping. Then what's the point of sitting here? Huh? Yes. You see how detrimental it is That you think work is worship. Work is what? Worship. I enjoy my work, Prabhu. I love running to the office. Huh? Hello? Yeah. You understand? You see the situation of what is name? Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami. The moment they met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were top guys, in the company. Manager, ministers, chief minister. I don't want to go to work now. Why? Because I'm not telling you to tomorrow quit, but you have to understand the consequences. Because if you do devotional service, then you are free from that. Right? How to work in devotion, that you got to learn from the spiritual master. Cannot speculate on it. You understand? As Sanatan Goswami says, associating with meat eaters is also considered as eating meat. Eating meat is one thing. Associating with meat eaters is also what? And I'm sure in your office, everybody is first class Vaishnava. Yeah? They all come with big tilak. Yes? Think. You understand? I think that home, what? You call it, work from home, was a real eye opener for many people. Yes? Correct. In fact, you're praying in another academy. I mean, what do you call that? You can perpetually see their home and work. You can see how it is very what? Contaminated. Yes, action. You see here. Either it is pious or sinful. Both are implicated. So you see how you have to think in the long run that somehow or other you should come out of this entanglement. Because it's detrimental. And why I'm speaking to you like that? I am not doing those kind of stuff. I can see how dangerous it is. Understand? Pollutes the. That's why Prabhupada writes here, as long as one is absorbed in fruitive activity, he has to accept material body. As long as the mind is impure, consciousness is unclear. Conscious become what? Unclear. This is the second instance of a person who taking a chance of repeating his eh, life again. That's why the word in Sanskrit, karmatkam yena sarira bandha. Sarira bandha means what? Entanglement again in the cycle of birth and death. So you see how we have to think, we have to think. It is not that what you're doing is all right, is okay, it's all everybody is doing. Come on, please. This is not what the Shastra is saying. Shastra is saying about what? Attachment. You understand? This is explained further in this verse. Nehayat karma dharmaya naviragaya kalpate natirtha pada sevaya gyan jivan api mrityu he saha. Anyone whose work, we're talking about karma, is not meant to elevate him to religious life. Anyone whose ritualistic performance do not raise him to renunciation, and anyone situated in renunciation that does not lead him to devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead must be considered dead, although he is breathing. Hello? Clear? I think this is very good explanation. ah, you understand? It's as good as death, although breathing. So we have to understand that we have to become what? Out of this entanglement. Jai. We have to come out of this entanglement. So you see how dangerous it is. Huh? We cannot go on thinking it's all nice, happy, happy. What? I mean, Prabhu, this is life, Prabhu. Huh? This is what? This is my life, Prabhu. I have to. If I don't go, the whole thing will collapse. No? Huh? Yeah. Pakirti Kiryamanani Gunayir Karunani. Ahankara Vimudatma Kartaham. I am the doer. You understand how you become completely illusion. Even the Prabhupada said the pune thing is so important. If it doesn't open the office, nobody can work. Huh? So you see how this is so dangerous. Sense gratification. Sense doesn't mean only that you enjoy it. You're attached to your family, all inside. The whole thing is possible. Right? As it says, your work does not lead to religious life. Huh? How many of you are working? What you doing in your work? So many things. Your work is related to definitely to the four principles. Yeah, either it's meat eating, illicit, gambling. That is today's what work. All work are related to either in some way facilitating that. Yes, yes, or no? See how you get implicated. That's why I said if your work does not lead to religious life, and in religious life you do not become renounced, and even once you renounce, you do not become a devotee, you are asking for trouble. You are asking for trouble. And what is the trouble? Huh? Again, taking what? Repeated? What is that? Prabhu, I'm just showing you this. Not that I am anti-work or anti. I'm neutral. I'm just explaining to you what's the consequence. So this is the second stage. How you will again suffer the repeated birth death. And of course, the third stage. The third stage. Evam manaha karmavasam prayunjate avidyayatmani upadiyamane pretena yavan mahi vasudevi namuchyate deha yogena tavat. Deha yogena. Just now is sarira bandham. Now is deha yoga. Deha means you will be linking to another body. Ah, why? Again, when the living entity is covered by the mode of ignorance, he does not understand the individual living being and the supreme living being. And his mind is subjugated by fruitive activity. See, these three things that is mentioned is put into this one line here. First thing we discussed about Sanskrification, correct? So whenever you out of ignorance, you do Sanskrification, you will not understand nothing. You will live in ignorance. You don't know who you are. You don't know what it is. You don't know anything. And second thing, and the supreme, and his mind is subjected to fruitive activity. Again, we talk about that karma. He will be involved in working like an ass. Correct? Isn't it? Therefore, again now, therefore, until one has love for Lord Vasudeva, who is none other than myself, he is certainly not delivered from having to accept material body again and again. Now the third condition. First condition is gratification, attachment for that. Second one is what? Looking like an ass, good or bad, whatever. And thirdly is that if you don't accept Lord Krishna as the one and all. Again, you have to take birth again. If you don't accept Vasudeva, then again you have to take. Accepting Vasudeva means what? What does it mean? Especially among the Indians. Vasudeva means what? Yeah, all God the same. Yeah, Krishna is there. This is a Hindu problem. This is the one. I come to your house, I will see some Ganesh on the corner, some Shiva. Something will be there in your. Yes? Yeah? This means you are not accepting Krishna as all in all. You understand? Hello? Clear? Yeah? Because you are not convinced. You are not what? You are not convinced that Krishna is what? All in all. You follow? Again, you have to take one. I'm not saying, this is it. Therefore, until he has love for Lord Vasudeva, who is none other than myself, is certainly not delivered from having to accept material body again and again. Hello? Prabhu, I am also worshipping Krishna. Oh, we have also Krishna. But who else you have? That's a question, no? Correct? So you have to understand these things, This is not some joke. This is not some joke. Krishna consciousness is a serious affair. It's a what? If you want to keep taking birth again, then of course you can go home and do whatever you like. I have no objection to that. But if you are serious about not taking birth again, then you better wake up. If you don't accept Krishna's authority, then again, yeah. Hello. No, Prabhu, I have to do this because my wife, my in-law, everybody coming. Yes. You think? I've given you a breakdown of why and how you're going to take birth again and again and again. Is it clear? I think it's very clear, right? We have seen these verses many times. Yes? Correct? I see you mess around. You think it is good. It's okay. I do my thing. I will do that. Fine. Yeah, do. Get your attachment wrong. You're going to ask for trouble. Already gone into trouble already. Sitting here with the body is trouble. Yes? Yeah? Again want to get into trouble? Think. That's why an intelligent man should not have accepted but is given. Why? Because not intelligent. And who is intelligent? Krishna says, who is intelligent? He says, Bahunam Janmanam Ante. So here the word Jnanavan. Jnanavan means who? Someone who is intelligent. Someone who is intelligent. Jnanavan mam prapadyante vasudevam sarvamiti sahamatma sudurlabha. Again, it's the same point. The same point is stressed here. After many birth and death, he who is actually in knowledge. That means what? Huh? Intelligent. What is what? Intelligent. Not a fool. Anyone who does not accept Krishna as authority is a fool. In other words, Krishna is saying, if you don't accept my authority, you are the what? You're a fool. Huh? What is that verse? Avajanante mam muddha manusyam tanu asritam. A fool deride me when I come in this. In other words, if you don't accept the authority of Krishna, you are a fool. You can be having what? What? IIT. Where are you coming from? IIT. Huh? If you don't accept, you're a fool. And knowing me to the cause, knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all cause, that is such a great soul is very rare. You understand this point? So we have to accept this authority of Krishna as all in all. No compromisation. And you cannot compromise with so-called demigods. It's not. You follow? Exclusively. That's why he says, Sarva Dharma Parityaja Mamekam Saranam Vijja. He never gave what? Some leeways. Yes, you know. No. There's no what? No compromisation. Krishna. And if you don't accept that authority, then again you have to see repeated. So the choice is ours. Whether we want to take repeated birth and death, or we want to put a full stop to these things. But there's conditions. If you want to put full stop, firstly you have to give up sense gratification. And you have to give up all this crazy work, business. Yeah? Right? And thirdly, you got to accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as. Then yes, you are freed from the cycle of birth. That's why Krishna says, one who knows my appearance and activities does not take birth again. Understand? Someone was talking to me, then in the fair there's one Christian guy, he said, you surrender and Jesus is the only way. So I told the devotee, you go back and you ask him that, yes, I'm surrendering to your process. But can you tell me who actually God is? What he does all day? What's his business? Because according to our statement, if you don't know this, then you cannot go back. If you don't know, then how, if you know, then you don't take birth again, Krishna says. But if you don't know, then how are you going to go back? Pretty contradictory, correct? Yes. In fact, to further justify this point, Krishna says, even here, to show causeless mercy to the devotees who take birth in the future, in this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of our Godhead Krishna acted in such a way that simply by remembering him, one will be free from all lamentation and unhappiness of material existence. In other words, he acted so that all future devotees, by accepting the instruction of Krishna consciousness stated in the Bhagavad Gita, would be relieved from the pangs of material existence. See how Krishna purposely he came down so that he will enact his pastimes, so that we in the future taking birth can take advantage and get relieved from this material entanglement. But if you don't know, then how are you going to get relief? Huh? Can get relief. Huh? Again, you see another statement. So here in this statement, sorry, the wrong one. Give me a minute. So you see here in this statement, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the reservoir of all beauty. All beautiful things emanate from him, and his personal form is so attractive that it steals the eyes away from all other objects, which then seems devoid of beauty in comparison to him. When Lord Krishna was on the earth, he attracted the eyes of all people. When Krishna spoke, his words attracted the minds of all who remembered them. By seeing the footsteps of Lord Krishna, people became attracted to him, and thus they wanted to offer their bodily activities to the Lord as his followers. In this way, Krishna very easily spread his glories, which were sung throughout the world by the most sublime and essential Vedic verses. Lord Krishna considered that simply by hearing and chanting those glories, conditioned souls born in the future would cross beyond the darkness of ignorance. Being satisfied with this arrangement, he left for his desired destination. See, the Lord is satisfied that yes, I have done my activities. If anyone can remember them, his life is saved. Now, if you are going to a faith, you don't know all these things, then how are you going to be delivered? Stupid, foolish nonsense. Yes? Huh? Yes, sir. I was talking to one taxi driver in Delhi. See? You remember? I had a video with that. Huh? I asked him, how do you know that? You're talking so nonsense. Yeah? This country, India, God what? God what? And you are going to a faith that you don't even know who God is. Your father, grandfather, somebody was there. Huh? I think it is there in my tape, right? After that, he was quiet. He said, no, my guru has seen God. What? Your guru has seen God. And what? How does he look like? What did you say? Huh? You eat meat and you're seeing God? Is it possible? Huh? Can. Can. Meat eaters can see God. Hello? Can. Nonsense. Why? Because he thinks that all Hindus are Gundus. He thought that he was also going to talk to some crazy guy like a Hindu. Yeah, when I went into the cab, he was very sarcastic. Because we were in a traffic jam. Delhi is always traffic jam, no? Say now, because we had Madanga, we are going to do some program. Say, okay, you do kirtan and then the jam will clear. I said, our kirtan is not for clearing jam, no? Nonsense. You understand? Why? Because we are not trained to speak. If you are trained, then yes, why this one Hindu man, one Muslim? Whole India can become what? Vibrant again, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Prithivitya Chanagradigram Sarvatra. Because you think all Hindus all believe in all kind of gods, all nonsense. Confused. The problem. Because there's no knowledge, no education, no nothing. I was shocked when I was preaching in India. Every time I was giving pretty much the same class. Who is God? I think you saw my video, same class. And because 99% don't even know who is God. Huh? Don't even know who is. That's the problem. You understand? And if you don't know that, then how you cannot escape? How you can escape cycle of birth and death? Forget it. There's no question. Understand? So you see how the consequences. It is not something cheap, Devotional service means you have to, as Krishna said, you have to wake up to reality. Of course, he's there to help doing his pastimes and everything. But if you take his pastime as some kind of a joke, then what? Huh? Mythological. What is that? Huh? Some mythological. Understand? That's the problem. The problem is because there's a lack of faith. There's nobody to teach this thing. And everybody thinks his material life is more important than his spiritual life. Then how you can become a believer? Your emphasis is given all on material nonsense. Yes, it's the whole thing about it. Nobody is interested in spiritual consciousness. That is the last thing they want to do. Talk about God and be with God and all this. I had a talk with one professor in one university. I know you have my tape on that one. He says, "Can you tell me about one very successful person?" I said, "Arjuna." He said, no, Arjuna is not counted. I said, why is not counted? He's Indian. He's better CEO than anybody else. He thinks that I should say about what? Some Sundar Pichai or something from Google. Nonsense. This is what? Nonsense. Correct. God is picking Arjuna, and Arjuna is not successful. Huh? He has to pick somebody else. Come on. Nonsense. Because there's no education, there's no role model, nobody to explain these things. Everybody is lost. Especially now your BJP party is what? Atmanirbhar, what? Economic. We have to what? What is the use of that? Yes, as we have read here, economic development cannot save you. Huh? You're going to save you? Hello? You think. Let us think carefully. I am going to die and I have to be careful. I don't have to worry about nothing else, boy. Yes. Ah. And I have to be careful because if I come back other than the human, it's going to be even more worse. And that is what we should be worried about. Yes. Hello. Come on. That's intelligence, Krishna said. That is what? Intelligence. That's why you know that I am all in all. If you accept me completely, then that's it. Don't have to come back again. But if you don't, you're going to have a big, big problem. A very big problem. Because then you cannot say next life. Next life, can you be having a chance to hear this again? I don't know. Yes. You understand? Spiritual life. That's why if anybody have a chance to meet pure devotee, he should immediately surrender. He should go. Not considering time, circumstance, no. Immediately take advantage. You're going to delay the whole stuff. It's going to be another story, boy. Yes? Yes? Think. All right. I have summarizing my thing. I have explained that how attachment, various degrees will lead you to again taking repeated, enjoying the senses, identifying with the body, uh, working like an ass, either good work or bad work. Yeah? And then the third one, not having attachment for Krishna completely. This all three underlines the fact of taking again repeated birth and death. So you have to think again, think carefully. All right. So we stop here. Anybody have any questions? Otherwise, no questions. Eh? Is there any question on the? All right. Anything else? Okay, thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. Go, Prabhupada.